There is no way that we can ever repay $36 trillion or even continue to finance it. As that stuff gets rolled, right now, there is no difference between the 2 and 3 year rate and the 10-year or 20-year rate. It's, 4% and 4.5%. Well, by this time next year, rates will be closer to 7%. And if you're trying to roll that paper, you got to finance $10 trillion of it at, let's say, an average cost now of 6%. And then that we paid $1 trillion in interest this year. Those interest costs are going to grow 30 or 40% in the next year.
So if we get into a collapse, if we look at the fall, if they hyperinflate their way out of it, if one way or the other, the world loses faith in the dollar, are we going to gold, Bitcoin, something else? Are we going to reestablish?
Look what the central banks are doing. They're buying gold like it is no tomorrow. I think that a lot of central bankers around the world can do basic math. And you can look at their gold buying and see that. I also just heard from a very reliable source that Jim Rogers has gone 100% into silver. He has sold everything and gone completely long silver. That's a guy I respect who also knows how to do basic math. So I think that we're on the cusp of a big change in the world's monetary system where the dollar really loses all of its credibility and people will flee into gold, they'll flee into silver, and they will now flee into Bitcoin. And I don't think you have to make a choice. I think that all three are good solutions.
Like, if you look at the fall of the Soviet Union, if the Soviet Union were alone, like if they had won and the entire world were part of the Soviet Union, it probably never would have collapsed, right? The key to it was that they could see what's happening in these other countries. And so that countries like El Salvador, more and more countries in the West, as they start to go populist, those are going to serve as examples for the people who are still trapped in the prison. And this kind of process we're talking about could snowball, right? It could become this self-reinforcing process.
There's a reason why the world's best informed investors read my daily journal. Subscribe for free at portersjournal.com.